genocide which is filmed in the camera.
I would really like to see the world wiped out, you know. In like the black metal scene, there's some really good bands, especially here from Sweden. We have like bands like Vatain, for example, or Ondskapt, for that matter, who actually like put this scene, or whatever they call it, into a new light. It seems like people actually get afraid again, you know, in a way. And I think a lot of that has to do with Vatain. I saw them live actually, and I hadn't met Eric in years, but I just saw them when they played here in Norway, and I was amazed by the darkness they actually provoke on stage. Like Vatain is for real, you know.
They often refer to us as a band that do things, you know, to the extreme and over the top. And I don't know, to me that's really the only way to do this kind of thing, because there is no halfway of doing this. Either you do it or you don't. Fire!
I mean, Christmas music is the most horrible thing on earth, but also like the most beautiful. My favorite album actually through all time is Carolas Jul, but only the A-side. The B-side is like, it gets too much. Children singing and Rune comes in, and, you know. But the A-side, I highly recommend it, you know, to anyone, you know, because of the fact that just look at the fucking suicide rates on Christmas Eve, you know. So maybe we'll do a Christmas album one day. Would that be odd?
Then it takes far more than being passionate about the music form to approach that dangerous and abominable thing that gave birth to black metal. And that is the only relevant evolution of black metal as I see it. Bands that, instead of copying what others did before, try instead to dissect it and to understand it in order to bring it even further down. And that is just the opposite of what most, you know, famous bands do these days, because they're just living off the old blueprint, and it doesn't. After 20 years of black metal on this earth, it doesn't really work to do that anymore. You need to take things a step further, and that is what we are doing.
Because there's something really wicked going on, which I think many of the Swedish people are responsible for, and thank God for that.
Black metal has inside of it an incredible potential. It's a primal magical force to me that it was evoked by these early bands and brought into the world. And this kind of force is not so easily dealt with. It demands that you understand it, and it demands that, like I said, it demands much more than being passionate about the music, because music has always been just one side of the black metal coin, while magic and spirituality and religion and Satanism is the other side, which is at least equally important if you really want to do something lasting.
But you're going to a peak, and especially, I always say to people, use a condom, definitely. Stop having so many children. We have to really stop this, because if it comes to 12 to 13 billion people living in this planet, you're not going to have anything but people. And people are okay to a certain degree, but when it comes, you know that too many people is the most disgusting and terrible thing that is in the world. You see cities that are so big now that they don't even have clean water. They have to shit in the street, you know, because everything is going totally out of control. And I don't know. I think I don't think you should overestimate yourself as a human being. That, I think, is my message to everybody. Don't think that you're so fucking special just because you can read or write or something like that and have a conversation. You are probably one of the most parasitic beings that exist in the world, sucking life out of everything that you come near all the time.
I really believe that in real life, in history, and I think people should read more history to be aware of the past, because people tend to make the same fucking stupid mistakes over and over again.
A human being is an evil entity in a way, but in a bad way, you know, because it's life.
The way these sick human beings behave is that no one wants to see a car crash, apparently. But as soon as it happens and you see the blood and these guts and limbs are all over the fucking street, you know, they can't stop fucking looking because they have this morbid curiosity.
If people want to pay respect to black metal, they should live by what it wants from them. I mean, being into black metal and playing black metal demands a lot, and the first thing it demands is for people to think about what the fuck they are doing, because I look at the black metal scene and I see a bunch of visionless sheep, you know? And it's a bit sad when it's supposed to, when they even proclaim to advocate the opposite of that. So think before you act.
Black metal is not for everybody.
It echoes in the wind of days. The wind disagrees. For fires are slow. Who to die in this mighty burden. The calm before the storm.
Do you have a death wish yourself?